So, what are the salary trends that you're seeing in HR?
So what are the salary trends that we're seeing at the moment? Well, let's start with bonuses and benefits. Bonuses kind of are a thing of the past and may well be a thing of the future, but they're not a thing of the present. Candidates, interestingly, are less punchy and less pushy than they used to be. The candidate is no longer king and the client is king, so there's a lot more flexibility with what people are looking to get. There's a lot more people happy to take a small drop or settle for what they had before rather than look for a specific increase, so that's driving down salary inflation. From the client side, people still want to pay market rate for a job. I wouldn't say clients are particularly trying to cut corners and get people on the cheap. There are internal salary scales at most firms, and firms have to abide by them. Those scales aren't being dropped, but they certainly aren't being increased. And as I said, the HR market is still coming back to life very recently, so a bit early to really see what will happen long term. But I predict that when the candidate starts to become king again, and that will happen, then the same sort of salary pressures and supply and demand will start to drive it a little bit as each market goes by. What is true is if you happen to have stayed with one employer for many, many years, and you compare yourself to someone who's moved 2 or 3 times and made good moves, the second person is likely to be on a higher salary. That's the way of the world. But salaries, a manager, role in the city, HR manager, 50, 55, 60,000. Senior manager, 65, 70, 75. The roles that have appeared at the moment have been in that sort of range. Top end HR business partner, you can start seeing 70, 75, 80,000. Firms prepared to pay up to that figure. When you look at which end of that range they're prepared to go, the good candidates from the corporate world, from Barclays, from BP, they will tend to have bigger benefits in law firms, so they might have to pay towards the top end of basic as opposed to the bottom end. But as a broad brush, you're right. If you make good moves in your career and you're wanted every 5 or so years, your salary might well go up than staying completely loyal. In the regions, it's very hard. it depends where. Some places out of London, it is still very expensive places to live. But if we got a London salary and took 15-20% off and looked at that, we wouldn't be far away, I think, from salaries in other parts of the world. And the further you go away, it's a different story for Scotland and the very north of England for sure. But yeah, there is a premium London salary market. That's no surprise.
Thank you.